Okay, in this video, I'm going to be talking about virtual reality. Um, in this video discussion, I'm going to be talking about kind of what is virtual reality, and then I'll be talking about the article I found and analyzed and kind of what they did in this overview, and then I'll talk about why I selected this article. And then I'll relate it to some of the course readings for 321 this week. Okay, so what is virtual reality? It's a computer simulation where people can interact with artificial objects and an artificial environment using this technology. It can be used with goggles or with gloves, and those goggles and gloves have sensors on them that show you a world that isn't actually there, I suppose. Virtual reality can allow people to have experiences that they may never have without it. It can give people the opportunity to experience an imaginary world like it's real. Virtual reality can be used in medicine, in the military, in agriculture, in different kinds of schooling, and it can be used in many other fields as well, and is used in many other fields. Virtual reality uses two of our senses. It uses hearing and it uses our vision. And it uses these to create a whole new experience. And virtual reality is said to be the technology of the future, which is pretty neat. In medicine, it can be used to limit the amount of direct contact with the patient during the treatment. Maybe if they had a super deadly infection that's very contagious, but maybe a good aspect to use it in. The title of my article is Virtual Reality in Medicine, a brief overview and future research directions. And this article was published in 2019. So in this article, I thought it was very interesting. They attempted to show different kinds of applications of virtual reality in medicine. And they kind of specifically focused on the psychiatry aspect, along with rehabilitation for people who've had injuries in sports and after surgeries, rehabilitating. In this article, it mentions that it predicts that virtual reality will be the #1 technique in training surgeons very soon. Some of the issues they talked about with virtual reality can be it's very costly, it's not very cheap, along with they talked about in the future it could potentially replace humans in surgeries, that you could have robots performing surgeries with the help of virtual reality. So that in itself could have some issues ethically and all that. Here's a direct quote from the article. It says, "Whatever limits the real world imposes on us, the virtual world is its ideal, unlimited reflection, and creates a space where the impossible becomes possible." I really enjoyed that, I thought. Which I guess goes to my next topic, is kind of why I selected this article. I felt like after reading this article, I was feeling incredibly optimistic and excited for the future of medicine, of surgery, not just in virtual reality, but in general as well. In sort of a bleak time, I suppose, in 2020. It's interesting to have something to look forward to, in the near future. I've never experienced virtual reality, You know, you can buy those goggles, but I've heard it's very neat and exciting, and it's very lifelike. So kind of how it relates to the course reading. Kind of if someone were to need surgery on the hearts or the lungs or on the throat, a tracheostomy, using those robotic surgeons in the future that is associated with virtual reality. And then also I was just reading about hyperventilation and hypoventilation, kind of using virtual reality to, I don't know, maybe if someone is in the hospital having a panic attack, using virtual reality to help them escape from the setting of a hospital and you know, go somewhere else virtually. And kind of along with reading through chapter 40, you know, the IV fluids. If a kid is, you know, going through IV therapy, you know, maybe using virtual reality in a from a psychiatric point of view to get their minds off it. They're not a kid with chemotherapy in the hospital. They're, you know, in a whole different world, not focused on that. Okay, thank you.